Hello, Sagittarius. For this segment, I am using the Morgan Greer Tarot for the main cards. These are by Paul Foster Case and Arthur Edward Waite, with an E at the end. And for the supportive cards, the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Trying to move some of these things out of the way here. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. All right, now, what is going on here? Is this? I feel like this. I had another. I think it was last time I had another sign that did this, where we're starting off with you in like in the center of this situation here, and I feel like even though this is an Earth card typically, I feel like this is denoting you sticking with something. I feel like this is a situation you've been working on and seems to be it will keep going in the future, and you're trying to figure out like what is really happening here and like trying to gain some wisdom. There's other people involved. I'm getting like I have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Swords going on here, but I feel like you're the Queen of Pentacles in this situation. Typically, a fire sign would be rods. We have the King of Rods here, which we do. We have a lot of court cards. We have the Page of Rods too. So we have some fire energy going on. But I feel like this is you trying to sort a situation out. And I feel like for this segment, that's mostly what this is about. You're trying to sort something out. Something doesn't feel right. There's a little bit of conflict. I'm thinking it's more internal. You're worried if people are really getting along or if there's things going on behind the scenes. I feel like you're worried about others in a sense. What's going on with this? You're trying to figure out if someone is really happy or if it's just an illusion. It's really important to you for some reason. Like somebody close to you, you're just not feeling like they're really that happy, and you're just trying to figure out like, are they just trying to make me feel like they're happy, or are they happy and I'm just taking this the wrong way? Why is this making an issue? Like, why is this a situation here? I feel like there's a little conflict between you and this other person. I feel like it's the Queen of Cups you're having a conflict with. They might be a little over-emotional, and you're not really... to you, they're over-emotional anyway. And like the two of you don't really see eye to eye, and sometimes you think the other person's just a little bit catty. You think they're a little over-emotional. There's something not connecting there, and you're just trying to see, like, is it really as good as they seem to say it is, or are they just not really happy and they're just like pulling some ridiculousness just because they're trying to vent and they're just taking it out on the wrong person? There's another person involved too. This other person seems to be kind of on the side of the Queen of Cups here. And I feel like if you're trying to like just get some more information, just talk it out with someone else, and they're telling you that it's all your imagination. It's not really happening the way you think. All right, so I feel like you're trying to like understand what's going on. There's other people involved, but it's only like you and these other two people. Like even though it's a queen, they're queen cards. I don't get caught up in like the gender. It could be male or female, however that works. But I feel like this is something between the three of you, and other people are just not getting involved in it. On their side and your side, I feel like there's a lot of like ignoring this little spat. Is it a spat? Yeah, it's a spat. You're just trying to figure out like what what's the issue? Ironically, I feel like you're doing really well. I don't feel like they're having really that any hard times. There's just a personality clash, and I feel like that's what you're trying to figure out. Like you seem, it's like you're looking for like what's the issue? Like what's the problem here? Why do we have to have this clashing? Why is this? Why does this happen? Why does this have to happen? But I feel like it's just a personality clash. Like I see, like your life seems to be really good. You got the prosperity with the King of Rods and the Page of Rods, which makes me feel like you have a very solid family going on here, very solid connection. Now over here for these other two, like the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, typically Pentacles and Cups get along very well. It's just I feel like your energy's connected with the Pentacles, and I feel like in this situation the two of you are not. I feel like you really think there's something not right, and it's just not seeming to be coming out that way. You honestly think there's a problem, and you're just trying to figure out what's the issue here. This might be somebody you used to get along with, or usually. I'm not sure if it's used to or usually. You'll have to like decipher for yourself for your situation. Excuse me. I think I'm losing my voice. There's this wall between you and this person. They seem to think that they need to tell you how to live your life. But I don't feel like that's necessary though. Because your life is fine. Your life is going well. Your life is lived the way you are, like according to your feelings and who you are as a person. That's how your life is lived. They don't see it the same way because they're different. They would live life differently because that's their life. But they're trying to like say, oh well, this would go better for you if you did this, and that's not really right. That's going to fall apart. Which ironically, I feel like if they were in your position, it probably would. But that's because of the way they would handle it. Because of the way you handle it, it works just fine. Okay. I'm getting like a burnt out feeling too with the Queen of Cups. Like the Queen of Cups might be having some issues, just like they're burning the candle at both ends. And I feel like they see you're doing a lot of stuff. Like you might be very active too, but the way you're doing it, for some reason, it works for you. And I think there might be a lot behind the scenes the Queen of Cups does not realize, that you do have enough downtime where you're okay. And then I do see you kind of conversing with the Queen of Swords again, trying to figure out what's going on. Does the Queen of Cups need help? And the Queen of Swords is like, no. Excuse me. No, it's fine. Like, you're imagining this. This isn't a problem. There's nothing really going on here. Excuse me. And now I got the hiccups. Yawn, hiccups, burps. Jeez. Falling apart here all in this reading. And losing my voice. That's great. What's with all the players around here? I feel like the situation is being ignored as a whole. Even the Queen of Swords seems to be like, she's just kind of like not really... She's kind of like distancing herself from it. But she's just kind of like trying to brush it off, like, no, there's nothing going on here. Let's not make a mountain out of a molehill. No. And I don't feel like you're coming at it in a negative way. You're just like, this other person is saying this, and that, and I don't understand where this is coming from. Maybe it's because they're having some problems. But then again, I feel like the Queen of Swords is just kind of like, no. Just, I don't know. I feel like you're trying to like figure something out here, and you're not getting like the support to do so. Now, this person over here, the Queen of Cups, could really benefit from the way you handle things, but I just don't feel like that's the way they would handle it. It's weird. They could learn some things from you, but the way they do things, it might be hard for them to do that. They're trying to like solve their own problems by telling you what to do. I almost feel like you're kind of on track with that. Like you're realizing something's out of balance for them. It's not that bad, maybe, but I don't feel like they're conducive for talking about it anyway. I don't feel like this lasts for long. I feel like this is more of a this is talking about a situation that I feel like this is a conversation, and then maybe a day or two afterwards it lasts whenever this hits for you, but I don't feel like it lasts. And I feel like one of the reasons it doesn't last is because you just kind of let it go, and you're just like, whatever, I don't care. You're just like, whatever, it doesn't matter enough. Like, she had her moment, let's just move on from it. And you're also feeling like you're not getting the support around you to really do anything about it anyway, to like figure out what's going on there. So you're like, you know what? No one wants to talk about it. I'm not getting anywhere with it. It's just causing grief. So I'll just drop it. It's fine. I'll just drop it. And you do. I feel like you do. Things go back to being well. I feel like the situation. I feel like this group, you and these other two people, again, not getting caught up in the gender of the cards because it's a general read. I feel like you get along usually, and I feel like you go back to that. And at this point, you're just like, you know what? I'll let her say what she wants to say, and I'll just change the subject where necessary, or go do something else if I have to. It's not worth it. I tried to get in there to help, but nobody seems to think that I know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to beat my head against the wall. It's not worth it. I feel like you're a little aggravated. You're just like, you have best of intentions, and it's just kind of being pushed back against you, and you're just like, fine, then never mind, it's fine. Okay. So this kind of moves on, and things go back to the way they were. I'm just trying to figure out, is there anything... For some of you, there might be something going on with the Queen of Cups, but she's not going to divulge it. If the Queen of Swords... I don't feel like the Queen of Swords really knows... Well, if she does... Excuse me. If she does know anything about it, she doesn't want to handle it or get involved. The other people in your life, like, I feel like your family... Your immediate family, I feel like that's going well. They're doing other things. They got a lot. I feel like your partner has a lot going on. They're involved in something. I almost feel like they have the same feel like you do. Like they have the fire energy with the earth kind of like keeping it going at a steady pace, but the burning, like the moving, the action, the dedicated effort with the action goes together hand in hand. Because you kind of read to me right now as like a bit of fire with earth energy, and I feel like the other person is matching it too. The family life there just seems to be very active, but it seems like it's on a steady pace. It's on a steady movement forward. Same old for some of you. But there's nothing like, I don't feel like there's any problems there. I feel like that's actually going quite well. Which makes me wonder why this other person's trying to push this against you, like you need to fix this or that, when your life seems like it's going quite well. Okay, so I guess basically we're just kind of like addressing... I'm thinking if you're watching this and this is hitting, there's some type of disagreement or a little uncomfortable words were said, and you're just trying to figure out, like, what's the problem? What's going on? Do I need to get involved? But I'm feeling like it's not really going to go your way in the sense of like figuring out what the problem is. And I feel like mutual friends are going to be like, no, there's nothing going on. They're just going to fluff it off and moving on. And I feel like because nobody seems to be wanting to deal with it either, and you're just kind of having it pushed back in your face when you do try to get involved, you're just like, you know what, I'm not going to make any headway with this, so why beat my head against the wall? I'm not going to do it, and you let it go. So basically, I think it's just validating how you feel and that your life is good. It's fine the way it is. Something's coming at you that's just not working out. But I do feel like it's more that person, and I feel like they're trying to push forth their opinion as kind of like a wall to protect themselves, so to like hide what's going on with them. And I feel like you're kind of connecting into that, but they don't want to deal with it. Okay, all right. So I think that's what we're talking about here. All right. So I hope that made sense. I feel like it's just about the situation, and the situation, like, it's temporary and it's just going to move on in case you were worried this was going to damage things in the long run. I think that's the basic point of this reading, that it's not going to damage things going forward, and you're probably going to let go of the situation sooner rather than later once you realize, it's not going to go anywhere anyway. Why beat your head against the wall? Of course, if you'd like to get a reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.